everyone, thanks for tuning in. Just before we get started, I'm trying something a little bit different with the sound today, so please bear with me if it's a little bit off. I'm doing a little bit of playing around with my microphone settings. Anyway, that aside, I just wanted to take a quick moment today to show you how to identify thrips damage. I do have a few plants that are infested with thrips. Of course, I'm waiting for predators to take care of that, but while we're waiting, I wanted to show you how you can identify it as well. So, I have here a pepper plant. It is a Hungarian Hot Wax pepper. I usually have one growing. I always like to have a pepper in the garden because they are really prone to insect infestations. Spider mites are fond of them, and thrips are fond of them. So there's actually two different kinds of thrips damage that you'll be able to see. The first one, you can see it right on top of the leaf here, but what's more important is underneath. So if you can see that, that gets really paper thin, and it gets these little black specks on it, which are the droppings of the thrips. I can't remember what in the world the proper term is for them, but you know what they are. A little closer for you here, so that's not as smooth as I hoped it would be. There, so you can see it, yeah. And that is one of the most obvious signs of thrips. But there's another one. You can see it a little bit on here. Thrips actually, when they eat, they'll eat practically anything, and they also lay their eggs inside of mostly the stems, and that in particular causes a little bit of warping on the leaf. So you can sort of see it right up here that the leaf is a little bit, a little warped, a little bubbled. I've got a leaf here from one of my other plants that demonstrates it a bit better. Same thing, it's also a Hungarian Hot Wax pepper, but you can definitely see along the edge here where the thrips were eating it, and then you can also see how the leaf has very much bubbled up, and the whole plant will start to look warped like that, and then you definitely know that you've got a thrips infestation going on. These are probably Western flower thrips because they're the most common around here. I haven't actually spotted one yet to confirm it. They could also be impatiens thrips because impatiens thrips are really attracted to chili peppers, but I think it's probably Western flower because that's what we get here mostly. Just try to bring it in a little bit more so you can see that a little bit closer. I need to take the leaf off. That's okay, this leaf has to come off. So, there we go. Now you can really see what that looks like there. So if you see that with the really thinning leaf with the black specks on it, you've got thrips. If we're really lucky, we'll be able to see one on the back here, but I doubt that's what happened. You can see the same thing there to a lesser extent. You can definitely... Oh, no. Sometimes you'll spot them, but they tend to run away from the light very quickly. They stay on the underside. I don't think... Sometimes you can also spot their larvae, which are these little yellow worms, extremely tiny. You need a magnifier to really see them. If you do spot them, that's your first sign, and actually the larvae are probably responsible for this damage along the edge here rather than the thrips themselves. Okay, so if you see either of those, the bubbling in the plant or the thinning with the black specks, or especially both, then you've got thrips, and you really want to do something about that because they are pretty nasty. Alright, bring this back around. So, that's all I had for you today. Yeah. That's all I had for you today. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you again soon.